Welcome everyone to another free enterprise seed on a Monday night community race. Um, and I am Naughtymus, or well, they told me to get a new name just for this day. I'm actually Deathlike, but if I were Naughtymus, I would call you all naughty, and you all deserve coal. But or actually, in for a free enterprise, just dark matter, and you can only redeem in free enterprise. So, have fun with that. And I am joined with my co-commentator, Azuka, who is our queen of the pink buffs.
And in this case, I'm a Grinch. Bah humbug. Stuff and things. Hi, and welcome to Holiday Heck. This is essentially part 2 of the Holiday Doorbuster flags that we had a few weeks ago. Holiday Doorbusters was very much a Black Friday, holy heck, let's go get everything and anything that you could want. Well, now it is the 20th of December, and for those of you in attendance like myself who wait to shop at the last moment, everything is gone, and everything is fluff and poopy. So this is what the runners get to deal with today, the heck portion of shopping.
I definitely avoid trying to do this kind of shopping on these days. It's awful, and I never do it. That's why I do it even before the first one. But hey, that's me. At least for this seed, some of the key points of the flags. We are not going to see the twins, but we are because we don't want to take our kids shopping. So, but Radia, despite that, is not excluded from this list. And
Well,
best starting buddies.
Well, this is actually kind of an interesting start because we do have, of course, the greatest character in Final Fantasy IV, Edward, to start. Tella, who's just happened to be here. And we have an Earth Crystal start, which if you've looked at the objectives, we have access to objective number 4 already. And for the record, the twins are banned from the seed because if you're shopping at the last moment, ain't nobody got time for children's antics, so the kids can stay home. Plus, Rydia is allowed to stay because, well, I mean, she can grow up and mature in this seed, so I guess that's fine. Fluff.
It's fine. Teenagers will shop. We will leave the children. Like Palam's probably gonna cry for a Stardust Rod. Let's just be honest. We don't need to boast. We don't want. We'll just have to buy one for someday. But we'll give it to Radia first, I guess.
Yeah, fair.
So I guess we're doing some. I guess we're just deviated a little bit. Checking the Troya treasury probably would be the first thing, especially given the key item to start it off.
Well, the funny thing is well, you're not going to find anything really in non-trap chests because it is T-money. So you can build up your bank account and that's about it. So it's a nice influx of cash. So it really is money out of 10. Rex, on the other hand, has showed us a character and a boss in Baron Inn. That was Kanan. It was a purple robe of some kind. I didn't quite get to see if it was the Leviathan purple robe, one of the Mylon purple robes, but it's a purple robe. And I'm going to say purple robe one more time because it's been a while since you've had to deal with me on comm. So meh.
It's fine. I think Mylon at that spot is probably oh no, we found it. We found the thing. Have some holiday cheer with our lovable Golbez.
What's interesting is it looks like Rybon did some shopping in Troya and found an elven bow for sale, and stopping by the treasury meant he could afford to buy one, so that's going to be a great pickup for best boy Edward, because he can actually equip bows, which is awesome.
Yeah, it's a good starting off. Any character will benefit from having high base accuracy from the bow, so that always helps. But also to having fun with enemies of the mage type, such as the Magus Sisters and Azura. So there'll be some fun times.
Agreed. And quick shout out to Enjadave, who pretty much defeated my final boss of Free Enterprise, which is that lady in Troya that always blocks my exit when I don't have an exit caster by casting exit. So GG NJ for beating the true boss of this seed.
Yeah, if only they just only made it one block wider. The whole entry exit thing.
I know it made me very unhappy.
It's like a fire hazard. Isn't it like a fire hazard? You know, the doors in like malls. You have to be this wide and stuff. Like you can't have exits just one. Like especially exits to like malls.
I know a emergency exit has to be approximately like 36 or 48 some inches wide. I know 36 is from an electrical box. Oh, I should actually look up my OSHA regulations in that one. Anyway, so we we do have a little bit more of a trifecta / slight divergence. We are seeing everybody tackle Golbez for that cane. This will probably be a slightly easier fight for our runners as opposed to Baron and Kane. We'll see.
Well, I mean, if you're starting with the starting two characters, then it's not as bad. Well, someone has to go and someone has to survive. So, 50-50 chance you're gonna, especially when you also get the character gain. So, it's not so bad.
Agreed. And the thing the runners have to remember is, yes, we gave them a loaded kit, but there are no J items in shops, so they have to be really careful about which items they are using.
So you have to be a little Scrooge in terms of your using your moon veils or star veils if you get anywhere.
Yeah, and Rex just showed us that he's got 9 right now, and I think he used one against Golbez. So, they defeated Golbez almost at the same time. That's awesome.
With both Eddies, that's
I know.
It's a dream come true.
Yeah.
It only was 3 of them, but Kane betrayed you though.
Yeah, it happens. But we do get to see our boss in the wonderful value cave, the Antlion Cave itself. It is Ashura. So this should be a fairly straightforward fight. I don't see too many issues. It does look like Rex is going to be life locking Ashura, which essentially means that he's not going to let Ashura use any other face except the life casting face to just not have to deal with those cures.
Yeah, I'm kind of concerned a little bit because if we're asking Tella to fight, he might not connect. So we probably need to at least get some. We need to at least get ahead, or it won't count to cause the counterattack to do the life locking.
I mean, to be honest, Rybon probably would want to pass, just like Cubs would want to pass, which they just happen to find in Fabul. So pass is in the shops, and we now know where exactly that pass can be found. Unfortunately, it's not on the moon, but, well, gotta be nice at some point.
I think we're able to buy pass in the shops in this current set.
Yeah, it is only in shops. It's not a key item. It's not in chests. It is only in a single shop. And we have found said single shop.
That's all you need. And I think it's the same stock price of 10,000 GP, so that's not unaffordable. It's pretty. Anyone can have it, especially if you raided the treasury, so that's not a problem.
Exactly, and Rybon and Coke both bought their passes. Rybon is taking on the full defense right now. We are seeing a lunar sparkle in the form of Pale. Doing so far so good. It's like all these are going to be slow fights because our characters are kind of necky right now. So could you explain what that necky really is?
So everyone is essentially pretty much nude. That's the best way of putting it. They are unequipped, except they have a weapon, and that's about all they're gonna get. And the weapon is, I think, randomized as well, so it's not as bad. So it could be better or worse, depends on what they start with.
I can't remember the exact tiers. I think it's either like a tier 1 to 4, maybe 1 to 5, but it is possible for a character to get a weapon a starting weapon better than their normal starts. Eddie can start with the dancing dagger. Kane can be back road. It's random tier 1 to 3. Fantastic. Kane started with a spear, which is always the best kind of spear. So you can actually get decent gear. So, you want to fund your bank account?
Well,
sell it! Trash it!
Well, it does give you money, so if we don't get character who is not in seed yet, yeah, it can happen. So
I personally think the big chocobo wants a gift in the form of a crystal sword, but that's just me.
I guess I'll steal from you that I would wait till the last minute to find up to some point where if I don't find a Cecil, it's not happening, and then I sell it. But this is it's too early in the seed to even think about eating it, however which way you want to do it.
No, so whenever it's a white shirt, it's always a white shirt, and in full defense, we have a white shirt today. Our wonderful trackers also point out, Xenocat has pointed out that selling that crystal sword that was picked up by both Rex and NJ just now will actually give you less money than if you had found one in the auto sold, that auto sold due to T money. Words are hard, y'all.
So how much less does it get sold? Is it by a quarter or even less?
I'm not sure, but I do know selling a crystal sword in S quarter can buy 7.8 sirens. I know this because reasons. Only 63.5k for selling manually. Thanks, Xenocat.
It's still something.
It's just a little tiny bit, that's all.
No, it's not half price. It's okay. It's even though it's not used, but you can't hawk it off anywhere like on eBay or something.
Not in this economy, apparently. But it looks like our runners are doing a little dance around themselves right now, making all the early checks. So I did want to give a shout out to our runners themselves. It's posted in chat by our wonderful restream Neobari not too long ago. We do have 4 fantastic runners that are showing us how holiday heck can be. We have going upper left and clockwise, Rybon, Rex Roll, Edge Dave, and Cubs Roll 21. So feel free to give them some likes, loves, follows, and also always give some likes, love, and follows to our wonderful restreamer Neobari, our wonderful tracker Xenocat, and my wonderful co-commentator Deathlike. And happy holidays, y'all.
Good times. So I think we haven't done the Baron Inn, which is I think we're going to eventually converge on, and in the worst case, we might actually have to do Zot 1. That would be, and I'm sure that will be a lot of fun. Oh wait, we can just stop. Wait, we can just do it because we got the Earth Crystal, so we can just do Zot 1.
Exactamundo.
So I think let's just go in order of difficulty, just for the XP. I think we need to get Kane at least a little further up on the chain of XP.
What Cubs I think is showing us right now is the fact that there is no free key item, so there can be a very cheeky Demus sitting somewhere. They're not in Waterfall. That is the Baron Guards, but it could be in Vanilla Mist, which I always find funny to see.
It's in the last place you look, as they say. So yeah, why not? So yes, bosses can be in the vanilla spots because vanilla happens.
I like how Rybon just showed us a staff, and Cubs just showed us a whip.
Yes, because names of themselves are also weapons. Might as well call shirt.
Going completely crossover to a different game there and keeping this on topic a little bit. So in League of Legends, there's a character named Bard, and there is a musical themed skin called Bard. So it exists. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
Yeah, it's something. And equipment items, you don't think too much about them, and they just call themselves out like they should. It's okay. So I think someone's doing the ordeals. Climb. Might as well get Tella online.
Yeah, putting Kane in the middle is definitely a good play. I mean, Kane is going to. I agree, Freya. Yeah, Kane's going to be kind of leading the show here for a while because he's, well, let's face it, really much our only big damage dealer. And I use big in like 5 sets of quotation marks. CPU is a pretty straightforward fight. It shouldn't give too many difficulties, but it's just going to take a little bit to get the 2,000 and change HP off of them.
Yeah, I mean, the CPU is pretty predictable. They only do one thing. Well, at least the smaller orbs do the same thing all the time. It's when they're gone is when the CPU does actual things, really nasty things. Things Santa wouldn't approve of, so probably it's usually a safe bet to get rid of the healing orb, the defender, and then just work on the CPU, which usually as the standard strats are.
It's also a safe bet to go do Baron because Cubs has just found objective number 2 with that purple robe being, in fact, a Mylon purple robe, and it is the objective one. Ooh, we have a sparkle. Please be Ogo. Please be Ogo. Ogo! My favorite noodle!
That is a... Ogo, most spots are pretty, yeah. It's well, it's a pretty tough spot since it's also punchy at that spot too. So it will be some work to overcome this.
This is the kind of Canadian content I signed up for.
I don't live in Canada.
Neither do I. But it's Oko.
It's Canadian. What? But
it's Canadian content.
Who?
Just embrace the meme.
Okay.
We live south of Canada.
It's fine. It's like okay. Somehow it's Canadian.
Hey, if the king of summons Bahamut that looks like a dragon can't be a dragon, Ogopogo could be Canadian. Just what province is it from? That is the question.
Saskatchewan's a province, right?
Yes.
Then I'll pick that.
Oh, Prince Edward Island. Zoocat's going British Columbia. Ooh, we have a free fight. Well, okay, let me backtrack. Normally you would say, hey, this is a free fight because it's King Queen Evelyn. They're going to just regain consciousness and disappear. Well, I got news for you, chat. No free bosses is on because it's holiday heck, and we're not going to make things that easy. So, King Queen Evelyn, DKC, other ones that I can't remember off the top of my head, Yang, you can't kill them using cheeky means. You have to straight up lay the smacketh down on them.
Yeah, it's kind of punishing when in some cases, like Pain Man DKC, where he just likes dark waving you all day, every day.
I so want a DKC that's required at the Wyvern spot on the moon because I'm a horrible human being. Sorry, Grinch. I'm a horrible Grinch.
It can happen. It can happen to any seed.
No, even better. Elements. That'd be funny.
Could be something.
And that Baron Inn spot was a dirty spot and a half, not quite a double. That is half the forge with the adamant rock. So, yeah, we're just hitting up all the good spots right now. Aside from the fact that we don't really have underground access just yet. I hope it's a hook route.
I think everyone on streaming doesn't want a hook route.
Well,
the rest of us, not so much.
Hook route that has Bigan into Kanato.
Would you like an ant line on the moon too?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's fun.
Yeah, that makes a quick, easy fight just take a lot longer than it needs to be.
Yeah, Mamba at the crystal at the Mount Ordeal's altar. It's yeah. You can just kind of have to whittle some HP and then wait a little bit, explode, and then destroy all the mini bombs.
How much bonus HP does Mom Bomb get? I think it's like 4 grand or something. Just because Mom Bomb.
In terms of like what
I know Mom Bomb gets something special because Mom Bomb things. That being said, I see a few oh no's in chat and pointing to Rex. I think we have our first victim of the forgetting that no free bosses is on.
Oops. Well, at least consider this. At least these are free, and at least we'll remember it the rest of the seed. And these are the tamest of the free bosses. And of the affected bosses, I think Karate, Yang, confused Yang, is also probably easy enough as especially when you do not have a Cecil. It's manageable. So the only one, if the worst case would have been having a DKC early and not realizing it.
Yeah, that's true. There's always the magnificent fourth wave of, okay, yep, time to learn about justice. Fluff! That's not justice, that's a bad flag! And then I chuckle. Off mic, because push to talk is a wonderful bit of technology.
It's fun. I think it's so. I think this is at least a reminder at best. If it was like would have to be the first one, but late in a seed to be really impactful, though. Essentially, a surprise.
Yeah, completely agree. Oh, side note. So, just random little factoid is three of our runners are going to ordeals, and Rybon is making an Evelyn play. Nice. A little bit about our objectives. So again, with no, the Infinity Trap flag is not on. It is not K-Trap. But with these objectives, the first two, since you are waiting to the last moment to do some shopping, you have to fight all the crowds, and those were kind of the best crowds that could be thought of. You can always find value in Cave Bahamut, so you got to go to the far reaches of everything to find what you need at this point in time. The treasury is you got to fund your bank account somehow, especially in panic mode, and for the forge, well, you're just trying to slap things together to find a gift that works for people. Welcome to Holiday Heck, a summary.
That's something like wrapping your gifts, paying to wrap your gifts.
Yeah. For the record, the people that do that in the mall are like gods of wrapping. I mean, they can just like go, and then suddenly you have this like perfectly wrapped gift. I hold wrapping paper in my hand, and as soon as I start trying to wrap a present, it catches on fire. So kudos to them, because that's heckin' impressive.
I've never seen one live. I would probably be impressed. It'd probably be like watching what they do in a pizza shop.
Pretty much, and they use like barely any tape. I need like a whole roll of tape for one side. But just duct tape the whole thing.
I would probably be amazed, but I haven't been to a mall in a while, so. But I'll probably should see it. But then again, I don't do holiday shopping because I'd like to avoid all the crowds, as I said before. So it's fine.
I tend to wait to the last moment just because not because I absolutely need to go shopping, but it's fun to people watch on like Black Friday, the last couple days before Christmas or whichever holiday you celebrate, and the day after when all the sales kick back in. You really see some interesting personalities those days.
Be something like I think I think the was it the shop like I mean you see more crazy on Black Friday shopping than holiday shopping. At least at least from my recollection.
True, it's Black Friday is all the mega ultra uber sales, and I just laugh at internet for those. But yeah, it's the last couple days when for the people that either forgot a gift or just haven't had the time, and there's that panic of like trying to get anything and everything and realizing that everything that you wanted to get is gone and sold out and oh fluff.
It happens.
But Rybon's actually showing us a very interesting point by doing trap chests in Castle Evelyn. Now, T-Money, it is on, so untrapped chests will give you money, and because it's T-Wild, woo, it can give you anything from like 10 to like megabucks. But the trap chests will still give you items. Now, Rybon has showed us a sorcerer's robe, which not bad considering there's a Tella, but yeah, it's a good way to get potentially really good items. I personally like seeing cabins because again, Grinch, but yeah, who knows? You could pull. We're just gonna say a white spear because I'm nice.
It's definitely a good grinding option that you don't have to just keep going through the train of boss hunts and it's good. It is good treasure. So I mean, there's a win-win for that. Even if you don't get what you want, you get the XP that you desperately need. Especially for Kane, you want to get online to doing the main damage. Ultimately.
Yeah, this is not. This party does not strike fear into my heart. When I see them, I kind of this is a party I just pat on the head and go, "That's cute." The Bacchus wine's going to be nice for someone like Kane. That's about it. But Rybon took the wine and said, "You know what? I'm good. We can start going up the towers out to see what our progression is going to be."
We get 2 character checks, but before you can get to the 2 character checks, we have to beat 2 bosses, one before the character checks. So that would at least be worth our time.
I want to see Sid and Eddie because why not?
You might get your wish.
It would be nice. I mean, the only 2 characters that are banned from the Cedar Paladin Forum, so that does limit things there. But it also means that the other characters can also show up. We're not going to speak their names because rule of thumb, yes, speak it into existence, and then you get sad. So we're going to avoid that. But looks like Rybon's not going to be flame doggo hunting, just going to go right to the bosses and see what madness awaits him.
Yeah. So for the Mega Sister spot, so the first slot, that should have a combination. The boss, whoever is at that spot, will have a combination of all their HPs, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
So, and depending on the boss, usually that is split against, kind of like a relative percentage. I don't know how it's exactly split, but I assume that the main boss gets the bulk of the HP.
Wyvern. That's not Wyvern.
These lunars.
I know it can't be Wyvern, Yubari. I tried.
It's only up to that point, it's only 1 out of 4 chance, so not yet.
I should have put K on safe on. Sad panda. But yeah, dealers are an interesting breed. I don't believe the frog strats work on D-Lunar, or be unsafe, that makes sense. I don't think the frog strats will work on D-Lunars with no free bosses on. Somebody that's far more intelligent than me, so frog strats do in fact work. Fluff.
It's probably not changing the boss bit.
Yeah, fair.
No, that's not the boss bit, because the skill doesn't check for the boss bit, is what it is.
Gotcha.
Normally, a lot of the status, like the monster status skills, pretty much inflict whatever at a rate of 100% regardless, unless you have the resistance. So it's kind of one of those peculiar behaviors. So I mean, it's coded that way, so it kind of ignores the accuracy stat. So for that spell.
Fair enough. But Rybon has shown us that D Lunars are nothing but D's losers, so he rightfully isn't going to save, and we get to find out who is guarding our underground access. Meanwhile, Cubs and Dave said, hey, you know what? I'm out of checks. Let's go to Zot. Meanwhile, Rex is getting that wonderful dirty double news. Well, 31.5 news.
So, let's see. Gold is off the table. Who could be up here?
That's not Sid, but that's... Oh, well, we know where our turtle is. I sad. So if our runners want to finish Dwarf Castle, in the gold spot is our wonderful Kanatsu.
It's pretty tame at that spot, so
I know. Sad panda. Hey, I was halfway! Da 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 da.
Pair of the 0 MP twins. Sid and Yang. So
this is a veritable collection of why? Just why?
Hey, let's just say this. I mean, this team is perfect for Zoma drops.
Yeah.
Oh, and you don't have to give Tell a Soma drop. Everyone else can get a Soma drop.
And I mean, Kane always... Speaking of no free bosses, Kane always needs MP. I mean, work Tella. Give Kane that 10 MP.
Well, taking some naps... some characters be taking some naps early. It's okay. Just met himself for the first time.
So if you have two Yangs, would that be Yin and Yang?
Sounds legit.
Okay.
I agree. I agree with it.
I'm okay with this.
Will there ever be a round the world fix? But I
hope not.
I love it as it is, but I'm just the round. If we can ever fix that, that would be also good. But
no.
Oh.
It's a comment from chat about just all Yang. I had a seed yesterday where Yang was having a conversation with Yang at Mount Hobbs, and I said, you know what, they can keep that conversation to themselves, and I'm just going to leave now.
Well, I mean, you have to realize that he's there. I mean, there's a pen involved, so he might not have remembered that he had a twin on birth.
Yeah, looking at how Yang did not want to talk to that karate, it definitely looked like he was just trying to claw his way out of that conversation.
Yeah.
32 minutes in, chat, and it's already begun. Have fun.
She's gotten to me.
I'll have you know I drank out of my bottle of Diet Mountain Dew with my pinky straight out.
I don't think the pinky makes a difference.
No, it totally does.
Does it?
No, but you know what? It does now.
All right, now it's new lore.
Would you say, based on Rybon's last use spell in that fight, my sense of humor has gone viral?
I'll leave it to the audience to laugh at it. All right, let's see what the key objective item.
No, boo! Fluff.
This is the instance where a key objective, well, not directly but indirectly has opened another. So
So
remember to follow your objectives.
So who wants to see required demist at King Queen? That would be me.
It can still happen.
Yeah.
It has happened before, and it will happen again. Maybe in Rybon's case, it might be worthwhile to take the cane to replace one of the Zot add-ons.
Oh yeah, I believe dupes are on. Yes, they are. So,
But I don't remember Spoon Flag being on at the same time. So
for someone that absolutely thinks the Spoon Flag should be a permanent flag in Free Enterprise, Spoon Flag's not on, and that's just because all the good items are gone. No admin armor, no curve string, no J items, no spoon. A carrot here and there in Antlion Cave. That's about it.
I don't know. I mean, the difference between a spoon and not spoon is night and day for me. But again, that depends. But then again, I kind of like it. I kind of like it as it is. I would like more options for Edward, but
yes, thank you.
But perma spoon, no, I can't. I wouldn't agree with that. I like it as it is, honestly. At least for that. I would actually more defensive options, actually.
Tiara on Eddie. I will fight for that.
I'll leave that to your imagination how we can make that lore, but I will not. I will not validate that. It sounds like something, but
I'm just picturing Princess Kenny, but swapping out Kenny for Edward. The lore writes itself.
It can when any seed is rolled. That's for sure.
True.
I mean, when packages opened, something pops out every single time, and you don't, and it's not the default bombs. So anything. So I'm not. So I don't. It doesn't matter to me.
It's always fun when you have just the random people or like actual party members burning down the village. Like that's a little much, a little extra. That's we don't do that, but here we are. But NGDave 36 in 15 seconds in is officially blowing a mountain with a key because that's just how the world works. He realized he parked the Enterprise in a slightly awkward spot and is officially going underground as our first runner is turning up the heat.
Yeah, I've always found that to be a weird spot. Just I don't know. It's a mental thing for sure. It's like I'm trying to visualize this. I'm like, did I park it correctly? Does it fit?
Could be worse. You could have the package park on the... Ooh, shout out to that mediocre I'm on. You could park your Enterprise on the right side of the town, and the game just puts you on the left side of town and soft locks you to the point where you have to do the package check. Nope, that's not happened to me in a race before. It happened to me in a race before. That was fun.
Yes,
Not
park
better.
on the right side of mist all the time.
Did.
There's no log. There's no reason. But if you like watching events happening, be my guest.
That's the thing. I did. I parked on the right, and it dropped me off on the left. Like it just words.
It happens. It's okay.
It's a finely crafted video game. Meanwhile, we get to see another purple robe with Dave, and I believe this is the Zot check. So we are seeing Mylon Z and Zot 1.
So I think. Oh, this is the NG Dave's doing Dwarf 1, I think.
Oh yeah, nice. Yeah,
Yeah, I was like, yes, I'm like blacking out. No, that we did yeah, he now I'm like, oh, Mom Bomb was ordeals. This is
see, this is why I stay in the restream basement. But rule of thumb, chat, life advice: you say something with enough confidence, someone will believe you, or question themselves.
I mean, we're doing all the shopping, right? I'm not gonna remember where everything is bought. I mean, some races choose to write down where all the cool stuff is. Like, it's like kind of like in real life where you're trying to check prices and see which is the best deal. And even though it's probably not the best time to do it, you still want to get it at your price sometimes.
And I mean, checking prices at this time of year would definitely be an ordeal. Hey. Also, things that can be said with confidence that anyone will believe. Just like there are 5 lights, and just leave it at that, and walk away.
So we do know that from the Zot check that Kenazo is the second boss. So there will be no surprises here. Wave, since it's HP based, will not do so much damage. So pretty harmless, at least mostly harmless.
Ooh, that is definitely not harmless. We have an actual mage joining us for the first time this seed in the form of Rosa.
We'll definitely eat a character.
Yeah. Also, I'm kind of, as someone that loves Eddie, I'm actually surprised he kept Eddie.
They're like, well, supporting a second Kane can be difficult because you're sharing the same weapon set, so you might not get like a duplicate best weapon or best spear. I mean, it could be pretty generous and be all like all spears, but that's probably not going to happen. And Kane is not the ideal endgame character, too. So I think we're still trying to find a Cecil, obviously, since we've found the Burr. So I think we're trying to find we're trying to find that first, I guess, first and foremost, I guess.
Yeah, just looking at these 5 party members, I'm pretty sure all of our runners are probably thinking, can I have actual characters, please? I agree, Freya. And so does Freya agrees too.
So yeah, I think we're probably since we know we have a Rosa, we're probably looking for a Heron Robe to make Rosa another offensive fighter for a little bit. That might be immediately on the shopping list for our runners, if at least once they find the Rosa in Dwarf. Looks like that, at least that went well. So double check if the warp glitch is on. Does not look like it is. So it probably doesn't, which means that if in the worst case, we will have to go to Sealed Cave if that presents itself.
I mean, we can't make things too easy, can we? That would be nice.
I don't know, jet seeds?
There's 2 different types of rudeness, and I love both of them. Well then. That's a required area.
Given that I don't think Supersmith is on,
Nope.
well, so we essentially getting a second call in the form of Xcal. Still haven't have gotten an edge to eat that thing. So,
and really, we're quickly running out of character checks. I mean, there's the Lunar Dais, there's the Baron Throne check, package check, and Hook. That's about it. So those are 4 checks that I don't want to see a Cecil in.
Since dupes are available, like it can be any of the existing ones too. So it's not, and it's not like we're limiting limiting the number of dupes. It's pretty much everyone is in the pool except for the twins, so it can go any which way.
Well, so Kane's happy. That's I fully expect to see a fire sale in the immediate future.
Best weapon that isn't a super smith weapon, so might as well be worth the investment for sure.
Yeah, power shirt, defense sword, white spear, crystal ring. Okay, sure, why not?
We'll probably sell the X-Cal and then trade it in for the defense sword. Something you don't ever see. Oh, no, we're not even bothering. Nope. Good, I guess.
That definitely gives me the impression that Dave is not putting faith in keeping Kane for terribly long.
Belief in a Cecil. That's alternative title to the seed.
Right? Yeah, that save tells me that Dave is going to be, well, we found the monster chest right away. So that's going to be a, we'll see if he takes it or if he just refills his bank account. Oh, yep, it is definitely refilling the bank account time. Oh yeah, the giant, that place.
Yeah, who wants to remember that? I mean, there are no character checks. Imagine if there was like if it was like required character check, and it was like a porum in the back of a giant.
I mean, real talk, I've rolled a required gauntlet in the CPU spot, and Niabari has significantly more evil C rolling powers than I do. So yes, I fully can see the gauntlet CPU again. Or the required near mist. Well, it's not really required anymore, actually. Yeah, because you would need the darkness crystal.
You still would, and we just found that.
Yep. So that demist has slightly less value. But it is what it is.
It could be holding the key item for some required check. So it's not. So it could be getting something else that hides the required objective. So.
That Fame Arch was kind of funny. Unfortunately, I don't know how required it is, but wow.
I think it was K, Moon, and Summon, so it can be. K, Main, Summon, Moon, yeah. So they might actually be required. So double. So yay.
Yeah, that Bagan Val combo was
power couple.
That is absolutely 100% a power couple. Holy fluff.
I love it too.
See, we have Dave going back, and it looks. Wait. Oh, come on. There it is. There's the X-Cal cell. GG, runner of the people.
Has NG Dave sold his crystal sword, or is that still like holding out?
If he sold the X-Cal, I'm pretty sure he's holding out for literally holding out for a hero in the form of Cecil.
Gotta hold out to the very last moment.
Right? It's like, okay, fine, I'll use this Kane.
Well, someone has to. That's why Kane stepped in.
Exactly.
How Kane saved the seed.
Right? Both of them, for that matter. We see Raiban also doing a heck of a fire sale right now. Probably in Coco right now going, yes, I would like everything in here.
Cursor hovering around the crystal sword. yet has not been selected.
Rybon confirmed, toying with commentators' emotions. But 48 minutes in, we are officially going bang zoom to the moon. Now the question is going to be, Dave's probably going immediately to Bahamut, or by immediately to Bahamut, I mean immediately check character. I'm personally hoping for like another Edward, because yeah, but I wonder if he's going to check cave value and then see what other bosses are on the moon.
And look who it is. Let's see. Oh.
I also accept this.
In my mind, I thought the other Edward was going to come, Edge, but nope.
Edward and Edgeward.
Sure, they're the same. They're one and the same.
We have a discount foo with Tele number 2. Ooh boy. So I think Nibari hit all the good characters, which I'm here for this. Now I wonder who's gonna be in cave value. I would love to see Waterhag. Give them hope, because it's a blue robe, and then see Waterhag and have it, since it's no free bosses, they have to beat her up.
That is, oh man.
Right?
I'm thinking about that. I was like, oh yeah, that's a free boss too. Oh, that's.
It's like, wait a second.
Well, we haven't seen Alt Gauntlet either.
So. Well, that's why I don't want it to be the Gauntlet, because that's required. I want Alt Gauntlet to be buried.
I like the surprise.
I apparently like vanilla, so shout out to all of our vanilla fans in attendance, because we have Bahamut and Bahamut.
Well, looks Bahamut can definitely be taken on. Probably gonna have to use all the Star Veils on deck, unless we're not.
Yeah, that Tella is gonna be doing work for a change. Trying to cast some walls. I'm pretty sure Rosa does not have wall yet, and if she did, I'd be surprised.
It's not high enough level. Definitely not high enough level. I think she'd have to be like around 1k HP. It's like level 30 something, it's like 32, 34, something on those levels.
That's fair. So we do have Cubs Roll about to get the sad news that his Cecil is in another castle. Arbon wants to join in on the and Rex is just leaving. Oh, just leaving Sylph 1. We might actually be getting a Sheila check.
Always a good time for that. Sheila has been known to hide the goods, given that because Yang, you have to Sylph Cave, and Yang is an underground check, so
yeah, I would love to see some type of key item that leads to a boss, and that boss just happens to be Del Gauntlet, like I don't know, package. The gift that literally keeps on giving.
I know we only need 1 pass, but I mean, we don't get credit for having 20 passes, you know. You get a pass, you get a pass, you get a pass. It's only 10k gold pieces.
True. But at the same time, memes. Also, Pinktail that is just gonna sit and look grotesque in the inventory, because you can't do anything with it just yet.
So fun facts about the seed. There's also no adamants, so it will be something useful, but not an adamant. And there are no curse strings, so we're probably going to resort to someone taking a nap at Zeromus to resolve her agility anchoring.
We had an interesting change on Rybon's side. Swapped out that Sid for a Yang. So that'll be interesting to see what he does with our favorite punch mage.
That's an interesting move. I mean, Sid would be a little bit redundant if Tella is the anchor. So Sid's role. I mean, Sid usually would be either the potion guy, or unless you got a super smith, he would be an actual plus one Zerker.
Oh, Rybon, you cheeky runner. I see what you're doing. Rybon is setting up a demon. Blah, blah, blah. Words are hard. Setting up a D machine grind.
Yeah, once that grind gets going and you get all the levels, then the rest of the sea, especially if the moon is not haunted, it's gonna reap some rewards.
And what's so interesting, and taking the Yang makes so much sense now. That Yang is gonna get slingshot. I think it's with Yang. Yang is not great at the earlier mid game. Late game though, when you have levels on that punch mage, you want to talk about like crossing the streams and going into like one punch man. That's your Yang. Yang has HP for days and a lot of damage. So this is actually low-key brilliant.
When you're Yang's punches are literally level scaling. So levels definitely scale more on Yang than anyone else. Straight, and obviously because it's the only stat he has to worry about, because he punches pretty much.
Also, the saddest key item has officially been found. I'm sorry, Eddie. I'm sorry. It's a spoon, but you don't know how to use spoons yet. I'm sorry. I still love you.
But we haven't found an edge to yeet them with. That's what makes that even more sad.
So now Eddie just gets to stare at the spoon and make sad bard noises.
What is that supposed to sound like,
though? Probably. Let's see here. Let's see. It goes like this: the fourth, the fifth, the minor fall, the major lift. Shout out to Xenocat for that one.
That sounds like song notes, literally.
It might be. That's why it took so long. I had to remember the lyrics.
How does sound help with spoonies? Don't they have like a tuning fork? I think you can fashion a spoon to do the same thing, right?
Yeah, it's called you make a fork. I also love the team runs away and Tella's just like, I'm asleep right here. Though I think for a grenade fight and might have given up on the grenade fight.
There are different areas where there are grenades as well, like within the moon, like within like the lunar passages. But I don't know what the groupings are. So, but there are grenades in a fair number of formations.
Oh, Neo has brought up a good point. Cubs was also doing a D-Money setup, just in a radically different area. I'm here for it.
So yeah, like what it is, the steps and the D-Money stepping thing is it's kind of a holdover from Final Fantasy 1, where when you load the save, there's something that's done. It loads some random number, and there is essentially a deterministic way of how it counts steps to the next battle, and it's kind of fixed, and the battle that you get is also fixed. So it's very meaningful that you know what your next battle is, and it's used here in FF4. So you know what battle you're getting. You can get the rarest formation if you know how many steps from the first battle before that battle comes up. It's what a lot of speedrunners do, but it also when they start their seeds. But it's also useful here in trying to get the fights you want before that particular battle in that particular battle slot.
And really quickly, Dave is on face check mode, and we are trying to see if we can find the Gauntlet. We found Leviathan and Plague. We just saw Antlion in his native habitat on the moon in a hilarious dealer spot. We're going to see if Dave lucks out and finds the legendary Alt Gauntlet of Ogopogo. Fingers crossed on this one.
I would love it if that actually does happen. Who doesn't love red dragons, behemoths, and above all else,
I can think of 4 people right now. I got hopeful. Nope, not there. Sad panda. Though, point of note, if these last 2 checks on the moon do not pay out for Dave, he's gonna have to start actually fighting these bosses. Because, well, we need some key items because we need to open up some spots.
I think the dolls are the easiest at Ogo. I don't remember what the other ones are.
You can oh, words are failing me. You can toad the back dolls. So yeah, it's a bit easy, but at the same time, heck.
I mean, it's easier than the rest. It's easier than the rest. That's
this. Sorry, that's a demist right there.
Good time is any place to hide. Pretend you're a wyvern.
So, quick question: was the pale dim altar checked on Dave's side? Because I didn't catch that if he did. Oh, it was elements. Oh, I love it.
At that time, at least at having gained the knowledge, you'd have to either do some off checks or just start thinking about doing the grind. Just figure out what that is at this point.
I would honestly. Now, this is coming from like a bottom of the barrel tier runner here. I would check the elements spot before I did anything else, just to see if I could pull off a cheeky alt gauntlet at elements. Sure enough, Rybon's about to show us who is at the elements spot. That's not somebody you want to see at the elements spot. Dear alt gauntlet, please be at CPU. Love me.
It can happen anytime, every time.
It's the interesting thing though is chat is pointing out the magic spot, the elements, is kind of the poopy, and Odin without magic is like it's like
it tickles.
He essentially turns into Cypher, or the Odin that's Cypher just in half in Final Fantasy VIII. It's like, oh, that's adorable. You kind of scratch my armor.
I mean, I think it's at the strength where it just only makes Tella take a nap. I think so. I'm trying to remember a spell-based power, but if the spell power is that high, it probably just hope you berserk everyone and see what happens. It shouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, I remember the first time I fought Odin at this spot, and I was so heckin' scared. And then Zantetsuka hit, and I was like, oh.
Yeah,
That's funny.
the Odin spot has a lot of magic power for that reason.
I mean, clearly Odin still hits like a mock truck, but still, yeah, that's cute.
We can't even do we can't do the cheeky thunderstruck, but that's fine. We're gonna mash through it.
Yeah, that's 65k, so I'd be going pretty quickly, especially if Rose is dropping 8k for every white cast and everyone else doing about 2 to 3k a shot. So yeah.
Where was the Thunderclaw in the seed to buy? That would have been a good time to remember that.
It was early on. Like, it was really, really early on.
Oh, that's tame.
It is the cutest little Zantetsuken.
I mean, it's definitely damage, but it's respectable.
Yeah, it's like that Odin has Excalibur equipped. Poor guy.
No, in Final Fantasy V, it actually made everything do 1, just cause 1.
Nice.
This is actually like I'm trying to think of comparison.
Oh, at that spot, even the horse was laughing at Odin. Ooh, we do get to see the CPU spot, and it is tickle me Odin. That's nice. Ew! Make it go away. I don't like it.
I think I know what that sound is.
That's a plague. Make it stop. I don't like it.
It's not that bad.
It's Plague and I have an agreement to hate each other.
I mean, I know I'll blink because I'm not. I can't stare at things that long, but it's. There's so many like interesting strats surrounding count just to play around with it.
You know, I had a random cheeky thought because I like taking checks that make 0 sense whatsoever. Has anybody looked at the top of tower to see what that boss is? Because an hour 5 in, and because we don't have the tower key, nobody's checked top of tower. Yeah.
It's the easiest check to fade because you don't have the prereq, the tower key itself.
And the seed is pointing you in the completely opposite direction. Like, this could very easily be a case of Rome is burning. Let's look at this other thing. I really want to see a blue robe in tower now.
It can be. No, you know what? It could be inside the into the big cannon room.
Spider-Man.jpg.
Hey, maybe you want a second Rosa?
Question chat. The Fey March bosses have not been fought, but we know that Baigen is in the Leviathan spot and Valvalis is in the Ashura spot. So, not surprising they haven't been fought yet. But now the question is, where is Rybon going to go next? Apparently to the moon.
Yeah. So of the checks, so it's we want to check tower, all lunar subterranean checks, which will bear out nothing. Oh, we're doing Bahamut now. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, all of these lunar spots can have value. Obviously, the K-trap's on, so you don't have the joys of monster trap chest key item goodies. But yeah, now it's going to be who's going to be gutsy enough to bail off the moon at a certain number of key items. You definitely want to save scum, but that's
They're not really reaching a key item. They're kind of key item starved.
Yeah, and that's the thing, because one of them, the gauntlet has to be somewhere, and we know it's not a lunar spot. We know it's not a giant spot, so it's gated by gauntlet's gated by a key item. It's just at how many key items are runners going to say, okay, I have an, or it's at top tower. God, I'm hoping it's top tower. But if it's not, at how many key items is the party going to go, or the runner going to go, okay, now I'm going to make the gutsy play and leave moon right now.
I guess it depends. You'd have to, I would say, you wouldn't need to keep. Let's see, how many do we have on the board? How many?
Because I mean, I'll make the other statement of there is nobody that has finished this race yet, and I wouldn't be surprised if a bold play takes a win.
I would say you have to get like 2 or 3, 2 minimum.
That's fair.
One would have to be, if it's not the hook, that have to be like Baron or Baron or Pan.
Yeah, Pan would be a good one.
I mean, it could be just a big long chain, and I mean, it could end up to being a 17-17 seed. We might not even sure how far this chain may go, but I mean, it could be behind package for all we know, and that's not a check anyone wants to do for Gauntlet.
Let me tell you something. If I fought one boss on the moon and it gave me package, I would run so fast to that package check, because just on account of I know for a fact no one else would be as dumb as I am right now. And if it pays off in dividends, it pays off in dividends. If not, memes.
Yeah. So we're just desperate for key items. So we have to at least get. So we have like what, 5 fights. You need to get 3 for sure. Just based off what we have left on the board, and we've intentionally skipped Baigan and Val, power couples of Fey March, as of today, at least of this seed.
And comment in chat, all of the lunar spots have been accounted for, and the Oko spot is Calbrenna. So yeah, it is confirmed that the Alt Gauntlet is not on the moon. It could be gated by the moon, but it's not there.
Just double check. We need all of them, so everything is on the table. So it looks like Rabon's doing a top-down progression, unless we just go straight to the bottom level checks after this, and then Wyvern last.
Yeah, it's kind of runner's choice which one you want to go to first. Yes, you are, especially if you have face check, you know that the boss you're looking for is not here. I would personally, after a face check, I would go right to that D-Mist. D-Mist or the ribbon spot, just on account of more key items. Our tracker, Xenocat, mentioned dolls just so they're fast. That works too. 100% agree.
Yeah, just try to do the easy one. But we've gotten grind, so would have been if you were under leveled, would be good for the small grind, and you learn the information whether or not you really want to keep the item.
I should say, as our runners are kind of again doing circles around themselves. Cubs has unlocked the Baron key, so that's one good key item. But I should say, as the Baron key has been found at the Pale Dim spot. Shout out again to our runners, Rybon, Rex Roll, Cubs Roll 21, Edge Dave. Give them some likes, love, and follows for being, or just allowing us to watch them go through this holiday heck flag set. And again, huge shout outs to the stream team. We have Niabari rolling this Master Stroke Seed. Xenocat not pushing many key item buttons, but definitely pushing the objective buttons. Wonderful co-commentator Deathlike, give them some like, love, and follows. And also shout out, if you are interested in Free Enterprise, definitely check out the Discord. We have a wiki page. If you want to get involved and you've never raced before and you're like, oh heck, I can't do this, guess what? We have a newbie friendly league that we love having literally new people. It's a great way to learn. It's a great place to learn. There's some really, really smart people in the Discord, like Deathlike, who is super, super heckin' fluffin' smart. Yeah, it's just a good group of people, and you should definitely check it out. The end.
Okay, we're definitely seeing the Calbrenna as the fun thing to do for Rybon. Probably make use of Tella to. Oh nope, we're just gonna berserk everyone and hope we don't summon the big doll. So the trick of it is that you want to get rid of all of them, kind of like at around the same times. If one side is alone, they just form the doll. I don't know how, by whatever magic. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of magical.
Witchcraft.
It's magical.
It's relative agility witchcraft.
The dolls are like one of the scary bosses when I was playing this game. Especially when it did charm through glance, that was had some bad times with that. So timing to just try to have one of each on each side left, and then try to kind of simultaneously, you don't have to be literally simultaneous, but close enough where they've gotten their turn, and then you deal your damage, and you should be fine. So this is kind of the moment where you hope that Cal doesn't change form, and I think it's gotten its berserks help a lot in this process.
Ooh, so interesting turn of events on both Cubs and Rybon's side. Cubs has ditched the moon immediately and is chasing that Baron key. Rybon has just found the hook off the dolls, so those are boss checks that are wide open for the taking. And Cubs is actually foregoing liberating Baron Castle and is just gonna go fight the Odin spot, which I kind of like the play. Most people would probably go to the throne, and so instead, let's just go to the underground throne, see who's there. Not who we wanted to see.
Oh, it's Squid.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure this Squid's going to be turning into a Krabby Patty very quickly with this party.
Yeah, given that everyone's done their grind, they're not as fearsome as they are. So pretty much every boss after the grind is a little bit more tame. So, and usually at this point, pretty much a done deal. Outside of anything dangerous that occurs. And I mean, we know where D-Mist is, so that could unlock something. So I think this is gonna have to. We don't have a good enough picture of where everything is based on key item locations, key items. So I think we might have to fill in quite a bit of the key items before finding.
Wow. So there are some spicy items getting found right now. The Odin spot had the pan, which is 2 additional checks, 3 if you haven't done Sheila 1. Rybon has found the Luca key off of Leviathan, so we are getting, I don't want to say inching closer to finding the alt gauntlet. I think our brake pedal kind of just broke and we're just gunning for it, unless Cubs just happens to find an alt gauntlet right here.
Yeah, it's 2 very different paths being taken. I mean, Baron has 2 key item checks and 2 boss checks, but we already know the 3 boss checks. But we always know the first one of the 3 from the starting.
And we do see that I believe the Kaipo guards here, so that's going to be the 3 officer and the 3 guards, soldiers. Words are hard.
The Kaipo guards.
This is another. Yeah, it's just gonna be a quick fight with this party because, well, yeah. But now the question is, what character is going to be right here, and why is it Edward? Wishful thinking. Oh, Dave is doing the keyless tower. Ew! Yeet! Yeet! Yeeteth thine Iridia!
They've already grinded. It's a guaranteed yeet. No more. What? I mean, we've yeeted second Rosa. We want. So it's gonna be a while for that walk, that long Enterprise walk to the wonderful pot.
I'm not gonna lie, I did a yeeting motion so hard that I literally yeeted my my headphone out of its headphone jack. Oops! Oh, check it. Check it, please.
Oh.
Check it.
It's a package at the pot with a blue robe. We still don't have. We haven't seen either.
Now that is spicy.
What if it's blue robe on blue robe crime on the hook seed? Both like both spots.
Oof, that would be funny. Oh, Cubs. Way to pander commentary. We have a fupa. Now this is interesting.
All that burr. We mean burning. We could replace Tella at this spot if we really wanted to. But I don't think we can manipulate our agility though.
I will say I love that one of the Easter eggs in this is if you have a foo at the package, it says mop. All the other ones just says they're
official titles.
Yeah. And then there's foo.
I mean, he does have a title, but it doesn't matter. He's a mop.
His title is mop. Oh wow. No country for old men. I have been proven wrong. They got so tired yelling at clouds, they just decided to lay back and stare at clouds. But all right, here is the money check. Please let this be Gauntlet. Turn my meme from a dream to reality, please.
get to remember spots where there are multiple characters.
No! Rip.
Oh, lovely doctor.
I have this sad now.
It could be at hook. It's still on the table.
Yes, it's true. And actually, every single boss spot, with the exception of the Twin Harp, is now open to the runners.
Yeah. Yeah. So we're doing the pan check. It looks like we're gonna finish off Shield 2.
Oh yeah, Tower Key too. That's true.
Yeah, that's still on the table.
Galahad got mad that I forgot the Tower Key.
It's what makes boss hunts sometimes a little bit
hilarious. I mean, that's definitely not a bow you scoff at right there.
It's fine. Just remember, it's not as useful for spellcasters unless you want them to go a little bit faster. Impaired healing or damage, but makes them go faster. So there's your trade-off.
That's fair. We do have a silver apple from the Wyvern spot. That's adorable. Dishmu Baron Basement has been checked. It was sushi, so Octomam, and Octomam gave sadness. So pretty much right now, Cubs needs to find the Tower Key or the Harp right now, with Sheila 2. Otherwise, this is a dud.
Well, we know Sheila 1 isn't as useful because you can't even turn on the hook, but it brings no benefit anyways. Oh, double whomp.
Yeah, so we know the Baron Key is not the solution.
So we've checked everything through. Well, we haven't done the Tower Key in full, and the Sealed Cave is also on the table. We haven't even looked into that yet.
Yeah, it looks like Rybon is activating the hovercraft, so we very well could be finding out which blue robe is at the ruby spot.
Might as well. You can do anything. You might as well do the first thing you see. Character check doesn't help in any way.
So does not having the Luca key, as Cubs just found out.
Whoops.
Yep, let's point out our tracker. Our boss spots left are the Super Cannon, Room, Cave Magnus, the Hook, and the Seal Cave. So at this point, I would personally love to see the Harp checked because of reasons.
Oh, we're definitely doing... Rybon's definitely going for the package check after the Demus check.
I mean, it's a nice glove. It's a very godly glove.
Someone's got to use it. Rydia could use it.
Nope. 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 No.
Well, the Bard can't use it, unfortunately.
I know. It's a sad day. It would be like the Thanos glove. Gauntlet. No, you just give the Zeus gauntlet to like a spoon word. The seed just resets itself. It's like, okay, we're done here. All right, Rybon is heading underground. We are going to see who that hook route character is, and he's going to be getting news that there's at least a 50% chance of getting himself out of this heck.
We're trying to key into that. Going for the Baigen one first. Ooh, interesting.
That crystal sword is laughing in Rybon's inventory so hard right now.
Oh, there's vanilla.
And here's what's interesting. Getting an edge, like, even a Cecil for that matter at this point, do you take them?
No. You've done your grind, unless you're going to do second grind, which is, I mean, you'll slingshot, but I mean, there might be an instance where you think you're going to fight enough bosses. You're only fighting, you're looking for just one boss. And in Rybon's case, you've done you've done the whole lunar subterrane. You're better off just going for the boss hunt on Earth, essentially. You're not doing a grind. You're not doing second grind.
I mean, does that mean the Sand Ruby has Cecil? He's just been sleeping on the job this whole time?
It's okay if Cecil takes a nap and a seed. It's okay.
I agree. Ooh, we have a twin harp. Is it going to be required, though? News at 11. Oh, I wish we were here sooner. Yeah, that's a spot.
Oh, there's Pain Man. Not less a surprise because you've already gained all the levels.
Right? And as pointed out in chat, hey, there's a Cecil. Ooh, ooh. Tower key on Baigen, twin harp on Valvalis. Wow. And all of that could be moot, depending on this next check that Rybon is about to show us.
Just have to find the
Is it gonna be one or two?
Could be neither.
All right. Moment of heckin' truth. Oh, there it is! The hook route is required. This is the alt gauntlet.
So running back to probably an hour ago, you kind of wished for this somehow. Wanting to find it in a hook route.
Which means the Calbrina dolls at the Ogo spot are required. Because that is where the hook was.
That would have been the I guess easiest of the 5 bosses on the lunar subterranean, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that was. Oh man, everything else was bait. Also, shout out to all the people that go bottom up. We would be the victorious ones here today.
Yeah, you'd have to galaxy brain that somehow. Just do it. Just do that on the spot. Hope it pans out.
Oh, Rybon's probably breathing a deep sigh of relief because he didn't do many of the other checks. So
yeah, like half tower check, the Baron key check. What other checks?
Didn't get packaged, didn't get panned, didn't get the pink tail.
I think he did just Sheila 1 though.
Oh, maybe. What do your squeaks say for you? Nothing? Okay. Oh yeah, I reached to point out that Sheila 1 is pink tail. And Rybon faded Sheila this time, and
right.
fading Sheila was the goods.
There were no goods.
Maldazo, I believe, and Jadave went to top of tower. So Dave knows Rex did as well. So they know there's a blue robe there, but they don't have a hook yet.
So yeah, going through all the checks. Yeah, So the required key item was on the moon. So
Gated by the legendary Ogopogo spot. Which unfortunately means every other check that our runners make during this is going to be a completely null and void rabbit hole.
it's kind of one of the, I've seen like gambles done on just checks. You just do that one check and then hope that is the right one. Sometimes that pays off.
And an hour 33 in, Rybon is the first runner on screen to get the Crystal and be in go mode. And again, we do not have any finishers yet. So this, I could see this coming in waves in the sense of like, you depending on how fast they find that hook / check that hook, that's definitely gonna kind of tell how everyone's gonna finish.
Yeah. I mean, if you had some great luck, you could try to do some of the battles in Lunar Subterrane and hope one of the whatever key items you did pick up from defeating some of the bosses would turn out something. Hope for the other ones you didn't do won't come back to bite you.
Agreed. And of course, it's always better to be lucky than good, in my opinion. That's how I explain not failing in every single race I do. But anyway, so there are Z flags, and I don't like asking the question. It's a question. So fun, awesome co-commentator partner friendo, Deathflag, explain the Z flags and what question it pertains to.
I thought it was time to sleep. I thought that's what Z's are for. No,
I've been asleep this whole time.
So Zeramus loves doing cosplay. That's because that's his thing. Because in Free Enterprise, he changes to something else, and since we can change his form, we can. Scala Kitty has developed quite a bit in addition to Boardface, and there's just a large number. It's like over 500. I don't have a count. I just know you haven't seen them all. So very, very small chance you've seen a fraction. I haven't. So the question everyone must ask is, whose butt are we going to kick tonight?
And because I'm the Grinch it better not be cute. I hate that cute buttness.
Does it have to be cute?
No.
Can
it's a horrible night for Christmas, though.
It is a horrible night. Unless you're into this one.
I mean, to be fair, Halloween is my favorite holiday, and Castlevania is, in a league of its own. What is a Z-Sprite but a wonderful pile of pixels?
Quiet. So we're definitely nerfing First Big Bang with the crystal. That's something. But I think we're going Quint. Can we do Quint?
I would be 100% down for Quint.
Let's do Quint.
I'm also down for Cubs being a runner of the people and doing a music check for us.
All right. I thought that the moment hasn't gone by, but it's about to happen.
Also, I feel like the Z-Sprite is like the quintessential pictorial representation of the now archived Fab flag, or like automatically built into the system Fab flag, which is that's the one that just made the characters different colors and color palettes.
I love the different palettes because it makes the scene a little more interesting. It's not like it detracts or anything. It's especially with like Mega Man Sid. I love that one.
Yeah, there's some good ones. There's Sunglasses Yang, Blood God King, Murder Queen Rosa, House of Cards Eddie, or not House of Cards, more like Joker Eddie. All of the like neon type one. I think there's a Pan Cecil.
Yep.
Stuff.
At least makes it easier to manage characters on the screen.
It just gives them like a fun little unique identity. Oh my god. Identity! Words are hard. See, this is why I don't turn on my microphone ever.
Well, probably want to stop.
Don't make me play Man with the Machine Gun. It's a rendition of Z's music. That got a chuckle. Okay, Rock's face. Make the rocks fall down faster. I want music. Fluff.
It's fine.
What music? Okay, that's it. Dracubus is done. With a final time, 1 hour, 39 minutes, and 21 seconds. Rybon has finished. Not only first on Restream, but first overall. So let's hear some let's get some GGs out. Let's pop the music over at Dave, and we will see if Rybon wants to join us. So, yeah, it's Final Fantasy VI, I don't care. Anyway, Rybon has joined us in the booth, and you know what? Rybon, you win. You take priority over Final Fantasy VI music. Hi, GG's.
Hello. Oh, that was music tonight?
Yep.
Twin Harp.
Valvalis.
Oh, glad I didn't do that.
Yeah, the Fey March definitely had some rabbit holes because Baigen had Tower Key.
The entire time on the moon, I was thinking, please don't be Top of Tower. Please don't be Waterfall Cave. And luckily it wasn't.
I forget, Rybon, did you do Top of Tower? Like, did you know that there was a blue robe on the hook route, or did you just get the hook and say, let's go?
I had no idea. I didn't do Tower at all, didn't step into it. I got that Darkness Crystal, 5 key items. I'm like, let's go, D-Machines. There's more boss checks on the moon than there is, back on Earth. I think I had remaining Top of Tower and Waterfall Cave available to me versus the 6 boss checks up on the moon. So I just played the odds. I also did Giant as well, just in case it was cheeky. It wasn't, but it was generally pretty free regardless. And then when I started getting key items from the moon, the hook, the Luca key, I'm like, well, if I have a chance, it better be behind one of these. So I'm going to go check. And with hook being 2 boss checks, I prioritized that. And luckily, there was a blue robe.
Yeah, there was definitely a moment of, it's like, all right, this is a 50-50 because I believe at least one of the runners on stream did check Top of Tower. So we, from the commentator booth, we knew there was a blue robe, but we didn't know which blue robe. So yeah, seeing you check that and then seeing that egg pop up, I'm sure there was a nice sigh of relief on your end like there was for us.
Absolutely. I mean, after I mean, there wasn't too much of a delay. You normally get that little bit of delay when you engage Alt Gauntlet or Gauntlet in general, and there wasn't a delay at Ruby. So I'm like, I just chased down another red. Hey, an egg. Great. You don't look like Water Hag to me.
You know, I'm glad you noticed that because I was thinking the same thing. Like I was expecting a longer delay, so seeing that egg, I was like, oh, it's a water hag. Wait, what? Oh, hey, Rybot needs this.
Like, are you my Alt Gauntlet? No. Are you my Alt Gauntlet? No. Hey, you're my Alt Gauntlet.
It's like we'll take you on. But otherwise, how was the overall? How was that seed, or how did it feel for you?
Didn't feel too good. I felt like I wasted a lot of time early on going into Castle Eblin, for example. Lots of money, which was great, but I didn't realize until now that T-Wild actually also seems to impact the trap chest too. I was kind of hoping for something a little better than a Sork Robe and a Bacchus out of Castle Eblin, and I didn't get it, unfortunately. So after wasting time up there, at least I got a little bit of XP to do that. I never really found a Cecil to wield that crystal sword that I'm pretty sure everybody found, and that second X-Cal that everybody found. I was very tempted to, like, after I finished launching the Falcon and got go mode, I'm like, I'm going to go down to Kokol's and I should sell that crystal sword. But I figure I'm probably a little behind, so I probably can't spare the 2 or 3 minutes it'll take me to do that. So I apologize.
It's okay. The Cecil was found behind the Sand Ruby, and there's only one runner that found the Sand Ruby, and they just found it. Or at least one runner under Eastream. So everyone's had a crystal sword burning a hole in their inventory for quite a while.
I was very tempted the first time down to Kokol's shop. I'm like, hey, those are crystal rings. I really want them. What can I sell? I can sell the X-Cal. Should I sell the crystal sword? But what if I find a Cecil?
But yeah, my question, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Like right before you did your grind, you swapped out that Sid for the Yang. Were you going for the slingshot on him, or you just had other plans for our favorite punch mage?
I figured that Yang was slingshotable, and then halfway through the D Machine grind, I thought, oh wait, I can't back row any of the 3 melees. So one of them's going to be doing half damage the entire time, whereas I had that Sid back rowed. So that was a mistaken error on my part. I mean, it was nice to have Yang. He provided a little bit of HP buffer, for example, pretty good chemist, and actually did surprisingly decent damage against V. I think I saw him hit for like 2k once, and otherwise doing about half damage that Kane was doing, and was enough to push me past all black holes, which was pretty good, but no, that was a mistake on my part, unfortunately.
I hear you. Hey, it's a mistake or not, I still see that winner and that one by your name. So, mistake well done.
Thanks. Well, blind squirrel finds the nuts every so often.
Fair enough. Deathlight, do you have any questions for our winner today?
So at what point did you think was a good time to grind? At least at that point. At what point?
At the start of, I mean, in the pre-race chat, I joked that we're going to start with a Tella and we're going to get a Darkness Crystal. And then when we had a Tella very early on, I'm like, well, I just need Darkness, and I found Ethers pretty early too. So I picked those up as well, and I just figure grind early, grind often. I'm looking for that Darkness. I'm not sure how many key items I'm going to have when I find it. But when I looked at the party, I'm like, this is good enough. Rosa's slingshotable. I only need to do maybe like 5 D machines with life glitches, and she'll have white. She'll be able to carry the team through the moon, which was my next stop, as I explained earlier, just due to the large amount of boss checks up there. But no, it's like Darkness Crystal, let's go.
So, was there any concerns with having so few key items? Not even the fact that you didn't have 10, just so few and far between. There's just like what, 6 or so where most people had before they started their grind.
Yeah, I think I was at 5 or 6 when I started my grind, but with the amount of WOMPs we had on the blue planet, I figured the moon must have something. Granted, I'm not really looking for key items anymore. I'm looking for Alt Gauntlet. The key items weren't very important, and with the life glitch, doing D machines, you don't really need 10 key items. It will save you maybe, like I got away with doing like 16 machines. 10 key items I would have gotten away with doing 3, but is that really that much time saved to go, search out a bunch of key items? I didn't really think so.
Yeah, probably not. It's just thinking just how like barren the seed was. Probably want to just get Lunar Subterrane over with quickly and hoping whatever you get probably is quick. So you decide. What was the other choice you had? You had between Hook and something else?
I had Hook and Luca Key. So I looked at Hook and I'm like, well, that's 2 boss checks. Luca Key's only 1 boss check.
Right.
Oh, yeah. 2 beats 1 most of the time.
Right. Yeah, that's... Well, I think that's all for me, and good GG's again, Rylan.
Any final thoughts for me, good sir?
It's a great seed, a great flag set, and a great crew that put it on tonight. Thanks to Oscar Deathleg for providing the comms, Neo for rolling this lovely seed, and Xenocat for tracking everything. I'm sure it's all very difficult with 4 players to watch and 4 players to track, but appreciate your efforts nonetheless, and everyone have happy holidays, and see you around.
GG's again.
GG's again, Rylan.
All right, so there's been a few changes. Rex has uncovered the Hook. He's decided to make a quick detour in Baron. Cub's rule has been baited by that Luca key, so he did leave the moon before checking that Ogre spot. So hopefully he sees that gauntlet, or that Lack Vault gauntlet, and maybe Sirius comes back. We'll see. And then Dave is currently fighting D-Mist right now. Hasn't gone to the Ogre spot yet, but hopefully he will continue to do the checks he needs to do.
Yeah, I think you probably want to go through density first, just boss checks. So Baron probably has the most. So like 3 boss fights, 2 key items. So yeah, that's probably where you want to start. Hook Seed would be the next following thing. So yeah.
As pointed out by a restreamer, I believe the ticker had. Hi, you two. The ticker said that the rat tail was in Luca Cave, so unfortunately, Cubs is probably going to have to walk that out. Oh, but yeah, as Neo pointed out, the rat tail can't lead to Hook, and if it does, there is a problem with your seed.
If it does happen in your seed, please report it. Because someone has to figure out what went horribly wrong.
Yeah, normally at this, we'll see who is at this spot. Alright, let's see what he does. Well, we have to see who the boss is, even though we know who it is not. Survey says it is some dimps. So there is a sneaking suspicion that there's a possibility that the water hag is not actually in the seed. There is one boss that does not make an appearance, and yeah, there's only one blue robe in the seed, and it's the one we needed.
Even better.
I will say there were 2 additional finishers that I wanted to bring up. Everyone's favorite poison dragon, Poidrak, has finished in 2nd place with a time of 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 3 seconds. And in 3rd place at 1 hour, 51 minutes, and 40 seconds is Scythe Marshal. So GG's to the 2 of them.
GG's to the both of them. Looks...
So
we're traveling with the big whale to Mist. That's got to be special.
Yeah, at that point, it's like, all right, I'm just come with me, giant ship thing. I almost called it a shrimp. the big whale shrimp. 2 hours in, and I'm confusing a whale with a shrimp.
Kind of looks the same.
It does! It's a very big shrimp. It's a jumbo shrimp!
Can't get that out of my head now.
Slight, it must be the lunar shrimp.
No.
Just put Antlion's eyes on the front of it, please. And a shrimp tail on the back of it. I kind of want to open Photoshop and do it.
Might as well.
Also, to save. Oh, go on.
Nothing is safe.
Fair. Well, actually, Stone Dangly is safe from the seed because they just finished in 4th place at 1 hour 53 minutes and 23 seconds.
GG's.
Antlion's googly eyes and Octomam's creepy smile. And a shrimp tail. The whale.
We can only have so many googly eyes in the seed.
I mean, yeah, that's a fair point. Speaking of googly eyes and cosplaying Z sprites, funny factoid about googly eyes from a washed out, terrible cosplayer. A lot of cosplayers, when they're making like rivets or the tops of screws, they will actually put googly eyes on the pieces that they're trying to put these rivets on because they're cheap ways to simulate those pieces of gear. So there's a lot of cosplayers out there with googly eyes all over their cosplay that you just can't see because they're painted over.
That's good to know.
The more you know.
At some point, we're just gonna have the Suka effect. Just literally.
Nobody wants that. Trust me.
I mean, I've heard Agma facts, so I'm.
I mean, Cubs definitely wants this Calbrenna fight because this is what he's going to need to know or to be on the route for go mode. The question is, he just immediately turn Shrimp Tail and head down to that hook route.
I think we might see the big doll.
Yep, there it is. Yep, there it is. Look at that creepy thing. Look at it.
It's still scary in the after years.
The lunar whale would be perfect size for Calbrenna if it was a shrimp. That's like a snack.
Well, Telelex, they take naps. But we want to keep her anchored at around the same agility level. But he's still gaining levels when he's awake, but they're not that fast.
Well, and Tela doesn't really gain agility fast. I mean, pun not intended. He is an old man with very big coaxes, so he's kind of slow on the agility factor. As Xenocat points out, he gets fast enough.
Well, when you want rocks, you need more agility. Faster rocks. Faster, more agility, faster rocks.
It gets to the point where they're showing up on screen so fast, it like just flashes, and then that's the entire video cast.
If they were scaled that way, that would be cool. But it's all fixed in speed.
It's fun listening to my wonderful co-commentator falling into the trap that is doing comms with me and losing their sanity like what is it, Eternal Requiem or Eternal Darkness that has the sanity meter. I've completely depleted Death Likes and I love it.
Not even Friday yet.
I know, right?
It's okay.
It's a different kind of heck right now.
It's something.
I usually get the "it's something" used to describe when I comes, so it's okay.
it's a different type of energy.
Chaotic neutral energy.
Could be described as that as such.
Yeah, that usually is my D&D alignment, and surprising nobody in chat. Yes, I play a bard. Fight me. Oscar was Xenocat. Yeah, I was Xenocat's second comms partner, and to this day, Xenocat has not recovered. But anywho, we do have, let's see here, Cubs is going to be finding out the good news in a very short amount of time. Edge Dave is taking out the last doll, and hopefully we'll see not a big doll. Also, I just noticed Dave said, you know what? I want a Cecil. And a Cecil he has.
Well, we don't need 2 canes. We just need 1.
Why have 2 canes when you can do 6,000 damage? That's, yeah.
Yeah, it's... Let Cecil do his thing.
But yeah, as I should say, is definitely tries to wrestle some sanity back into this. I did want to give a shout out to our Final Fantasy Pro Wrestling head honcho and fantastic runner of Free Enterprise, Microcorgs, who has completed his holiday hack for today at least in 5th place and has a time of 1 hour 59 minutes and 22 seconds. So unless anybody snipes in the next 15 seconds, he will be our last sub 2 hour finisher. So GG's.
GG's. Yeah, this seed, I mean, just based on what we've seen, has a lot of divergence. Just, I mean, there was some converging early on, but once it's time to even think about lunar subterranean, it was complete diversion because due to the number of key items that were possible and combinations and chains that would follow some of them. So it's not surprising that the seed took quite this much time.
Oh, completely agreed. I mean, the convergence, it just made sense because there was really not much else for the runners to check. I mean, like you've said, they were so key item starved. They had no one else to turn to except the moon. So, they went there. They found out that it wasn't made of cheese. It was just made of key items. And what it came down to is who left the moon after which check. Sure enough, Rybon made the right move, went and got the hook, and got out of this hack as quickly as he did. And Cubs is probably also very excited to see it not a water hag right now.
Well, there's I think you might have mentioned it earlier. Might have been a thought before even doing the grind, just to take a peek at the top of tower, like just when you were just to peek the Dr. Luge spot to see who was behind, who would be at the hook spot, and that would have given a lot of an incentive to go look for the hook and just go hook route. So
oh, absolutely. And like, if nothing else, I mean, yes, for all you know, it could be bait because they hadn't found the water hag yet. Now we know the water hag actually isn't here. She's out hanging in the Fukla room. But that would have highly prioritized a hook check. And yeah, maybe that would have changed things if they found the hook, or they found that blue orb early.
It would have been a reasonable check to make, given roughly, I would say the racers that completed would have had levels to take on the boss at that spot, which I think was the Magus Sisters, and I think that spot had the Dr. Luge spot has a weak magic stat, so the Magus Sisters would have been pretty tame. They've just been tanky, but just tame.
And if nothing else, it's one of those, if you can't get through the Mega Sisters at that point, you still at least have the knowledge that you specifically know where there is a blue robe. So if you can't get through the spot that or the Mega Sisters at that point in time, yeah, you have to kind of make a gamble and hope that Hook just doesn't happen to be right there. But yeah, that focus would have been really nice. But meanwhile, we are seeing Cubsroll getting his crystal in go mode. Dave is heading into the DKC fight, and Rexroll is very close behind him, heading in at about 20, 30 seconds after that. So our runners are very quickly converging on the end. So this is gonna be good.
Definitely. So yeah, some things you do and don't do can help. Like things you don't check can save you time. On the same breath, if you don't check it and don't know the information, then it's time not spent well at the same point. So
Yeah,
it's just in a randomizer, any decision can be good or bad at the same time. So choose your fates wisely.
It's like, wait, randoed? What? Someone give me some pearls to clutch.
Yeah. So like fading the Ajura and Leviathan spots makes sense because they would essentially been the same grind that you would have had to do at the lunar subterranean, just to take a crack at least what was out at those spots in the first place. So yeah, so given that knowledge, that would have been an opportunity for someone to probably been way ahead if someone had considered maybe do the cheeky tower check without the tower key. But I think sometimes you don't have to have the key item to make everything convenient too.
Yeah, it's the whole something. The more you know, knowledge is power. Knowing is half the battle. Yada yada yada. Something. Cubs is fighting Z right now. Yeah. Oh, actually, Xenocat's pointing out a very interesting factor here. Although Dave is in the gauntlet before Rex. Rex has a pass. Dave does not. So Dave has to make the entire walk up the moon to go fight Z, where Rex can just be like, nah, I'm good, and just go to Troya and turn in the pass. So this could swing that positioning very much in Rex's favor.
Yeah. Might not have remembered that pass was in the shop, so that might, and likely did not check the required shop. Was in Fabul?
I believe you're correct. Again, that was one of those, it was found very early.
Yeah, that's like the first thing you need just to make sure you found and bought. Which is also a reminder to check the flags.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially if there's a flag that you don't see used very often. Like our runners are probably used to a P key, meaning one of the key item checks left the pass. Instead, this is P shop. No free bosses, that kind of thing. So ... fourth wave DKC. ... Roger McBain in 6th place with a time of 2 hours, 6 minutes, and 51 seconds. So GG to McBain. You definitely check those flags before you go in and fight some stuff. But I will say with Cubs going through what's probably going to be a very smooth Z fight for him, and Rex and Dave also finishing up their seeds. One more quick shout out to Rybon, Rex, Cubs, and Dave for allowing us to feature them on the restream. There's a whole bunch of other people that are in this race, but these four decided to put on a fantastic show for all of us. So shout outs, likes, loves, and follows to them. And of course, the team that we wouldn't be talking to you right now if it didn't exist. Nibari making everything look fantastic, doing the restreaming. Xenocat finally pushing some buttons, so GG's to that. And then to the wonderful, very intelligent co-commentator of mine, Deathlike, give them some love, like subs follows. They're all really heckin' fluffin' good people. Just the Free Enterprise Discord is. They're really good. Come join us in Discord. We only bite on days that end in Y, so you're totally fine. Ish. Something curse.
Yeah, something. Yeah, that is my brain matter at this very hour. It's okay.
That's my brain matter on a day that ends in a Y. Don't worry, you're good.
It's a like in this game. It's like some shops are consolidated. So Fabul not like having the item shop in the same as the inn. They don't market very well in the game. I think it just uses the inn sign. So it's not you don't consciously remember. Hey, oh yeah, it has an item shop.
Agreed.
So I think that's the current check right now. The chase check all item shops. Like, did I miss it? And I think it's the one that he doesn't remember. So just a reminder. Item shops also include the Troya, like in the cafe where you use the pass. There's a woman, I think, on the left side, on the lower left side, who normally sells the pass, but in this randomizer it just sells items, so is also a valid option in that search.
Well, Cubs isn't selling it, but he's definitely serving some flash, crackle, pops, and booms, because Cubs is just finished in 7th place with a final time of 2 hours, 9 minutes, and 10 seconds. So get some GGs in chat for Cubs. He will be joining us in for an interview in a hot second. So we'll talk to him as soon as he hops in. Dave is still looking for that pass. He's getting closer to Fabul, so we're getting there. Meanwhile, Rex is going to be finding out what a horrible night it is to do some holiday shopping, and we'll get another Z fight going.
Mm-hmm. GG's to Cubs. So I think this, and just judging by the look of the key item checks, it's a 17 out of 17 seed. Let's be real.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Even if some of them are filled, you can see others are very, very close to one another in terms of. And looks like, oh, there it is. The check they needed.
Yeah. That is probably a very big sigh of relief coming from Dave now that he's found the pass. Just like it's probably a sigh of relief that Cubs finally checked that Ogopogo spot that you faded for how long?
The entire seed?
Yeah, that one. Fancy that. Did you find anything useful there?
No, not at all.
Okay, fair enough. Well, GG's then on breaking the seed.
Thank you. I'll take it. Now, I was up against some incredibly good players on Restream, and I just felt like I had to gamble at just about every chance I could. So, after the first time I left the moon, I didn't really think I could go back. And then when I did, I just felt like I had to leave at every opportunity in case. At that point, no one had finished. One person at an hour 40, I figured was behind a chain, so it was just check everything at that point.
It's okay. I'll be honest, I stopped listening when you said you're up against some really good people, because chat will agree with me on this one. You're also really good people at this game, so hush.
You're talking about?
I know exactly what I'm talking about, so hush.
No. Thank you, but no.
Yeah, well, I just reverse lodge. I reverse trap carded that compliment words. But otherwise, yeah, how did you like that key item starved seed until you looked and saw that the moon had pretty much everything you needed?
Thought after doing a D machine that I just might blow up the moon. But I don't know. Sometimes you gotta gamble, sometimes the gambles aren't gonna work out. That's Rando in a nutshell, so certainly not upset at how it worked out.
And to be honest, both you and Rybon, pretty much, you found, I believe, Baron Key at the same time he found Hook. and you both pretty much gambled. It just randoed, and his gamble paid off, and yours led to some rabbit holes that didn't pay off.
I think I hit every rabbit hole, actually. And the one thing I maybe could have done differently would have been to check the boss, or check the top of tower spot when I went back with tower key, but even then, I don't know that I played any differently. I think I still chase everything looking for hook at that point.
No, that's fair.
It is what it is.
What were your thoughts of finding that wonderful edge far too late in that seed?
Who? There was an edge?
Exactly.
I did like the holding a crystal sword and an X-Cal with a Cecil nowhere to be found. Presumably behind that sand ruby.
Yeah, that's exactly where he was.
Uh-huh. No, those two bought 3 power shirts, so I think we're good.
Yeah, that's fair. Deathlight questions?
Oh
boy.
I don't know. It's. I'm thinking. Was there a moment that you wanted to check the top of tower?
Right after the Dragoon Lance popped up from the tower key, I thought about resetting back to the save inside the tower and going up, but at that point, you feel like if the answer was top of tower, somebody would have finished by then. So just decided to stay away from it altogether.
That makes sense.
Was hoping it was behind a nasty chain somewhere, and it was. Just, the wrong chain for me.
I did appreciate the package check, though. Just throwing that out there. I was so sad when I saw Dr. Luke.
Oh, the instant reset.
It's like, no, this food is not worth it.
No.
Maybe it was a sign.
Did it open up your eyes?
No.
Yeah, I don't, that's it for me with questions. GG Cubs.
Any last comments?
No, just thank you, both of you, Asuka and Deathlike, for your comms. Neobari on the restream, and was it Xeno, I think, tracking? Yeah, Xeno tracking. Thank you very much, all of you. I will get out and let someone else have their turn. Thank you very much, and looking forward to watching this one back.
GG's again, Cubs.
Thank you.
And with that, we actually have both Rex and Dave finishing. Rex finishing in 8th at a time of 2 hours, 13 minutes, and 48 seconds. And then Dave in 9th shortly behind it with a time of 2 hours, 15 minutes, and 17 seconds. And because they are such good buddies with their finish times, they're both in here right now. So, hi! How'd you like that digging?
That digging is a good way to describe that. Fairly certain that was almost a full clear.
It was a 17 out of 17. Just judging, just if you look at when you see the restream, it's a 17 out of 17, effectively.
Well, it was a tad disappointing because before I went and did my grind, I considered doing Keyless Tower, but then I'm like, But if I would have gone there and I would have seen that blue robe on the other side, then I wouldn't have turtled around with all these other places when I got back to the Earth with the hook. Like I would have gone straight there. So, I'm a little rusty, so I feel okay.
If that's your rust, I'm terrified for your derusted.
Well, we'll see.
So, yeah. But yeah, no, Deathlike and I were kind of discussing that if, like, how would your routing have changed if you went to the top of tower early and saw that blue robe? Because I'm not sure if you're aware, but the boss that was on vacation today was Waterhag. That was the only blue robe in attendance.
I was fully expecting that hook route to be Waterhag.
I mean, there was only, I think, a couple of boss spots that I didn't at least check the sprite. which would be the super cannon room and the super cannon room, the package, and the twin harp, I think. So, like, the odds were getting pretty, like, it was getting pretty low right there. So
I did have very some specific, targeted, and spicy questions for both of you. So us in the restream booth, because we're very nice people, I might have posed a question of number of runners that would forget that free bosses are on. So Rex, tell me about that King Queen Evelyn fight.
I was gonna say I don't know if the audio was set to me at that time, because I actually exclaimed, "Oh, no free bosses!" halfway through that, and realized that my mic was on, and so I turned it off. So if so, I guess the audio wasn't on me at that time. But if so, then people would have heard me acknowledge that, like, "Oh, yeah." At first, I'm thinking like, "Oh, that's taking a while for that king to die." Like, oh, yeah.
Oh god, I wish the audio would have been on. Oh my god.
Why am I getting fourth fire too?
Right?
Yeah, exactly.
Fourth with what? Dave, the spice must flow for you too. So did you, were you expecting pass to be a key item, or did you forget to shop for a pass until the very end?
I don't believe I actually. I think I just missed the Fabul shop.
Ah, gotcha.
I knew P shop was on. I just when I got there, I'm like, okay, which item shop did I miss? I was thinking it was just on the hook route.
That was
Oh.
interesting, Dave, because that was my very first shop that I went to. Oh, no, I did Baron first, and then Fabul. So yeah, so I got it right away. So.
I knew it was on. I just missed the shop. Naturally, the one shop I don't look in is the one that has it.
Of course.
Oh, always. Also, a shout out to Dave for the only one that found a use for that crystal sword to get it to not laugh at your inventory.
No one else did Twin Harp?
I didn't even get the twin harp.
Cubs did, but reset out of the Sand Ruby.
I figured there was a chance it was. Cecil, and I was still got moon bosses to take. He was going to get to Z levels very fast with slingshot and 10 key items.
That totally makes sense. It's like, oh, have a crystal sword from Ant Lion. Don't expect to use it anytime soon.
I mean, just from the crystal sword ultra, I think he got into the high 30s.
Yeah, I saw that 6k damage that crystal sword Cecil was pumping out. Yeah, Deathlick, any questions for this wonderful duo here?
Just I think one question to end you, Dave. So I think you were doing a quick tour, just kind of face checking each boss, and you had and I think of the bosses, I think the dolls were the easiest. Would you have thought of taking it on at the level you had at the time?
I thought about it. If no free bosses was off, 100% I would have taken it. We had the hourglass in the starting kit.
That wouldn't affect the dolls, though, would it?
You can stop the back
doll.
row. You can stop the back dolls, and prevent Calbrainer from showing up. I wasn't confident I had the damage to. I wasn't confident I'll get the split right to prevent Calbrainer, and my party would have gone splat if that showed up.
Luckily, I was able to beat the big doll. So.
Yeah, I was diving the moon at what, level 25 to 30?
Yeah, I did a D machine grind before I did anything on the moon.
I was just face checking.
I just burned through everything on the moon.
Yeah, the idea there was face check. If I find Alt Gauntlet, I have the hourglasses to stop them all and take that as my grind.
I would have thought just try to you had a Tela, right? So at that time, so you maybe try to you can stop back row and then put Toad on them, and then
Nope. No free bosses.
Yeah, not with no free bosses.
No for us. Okay.
Because I did instinctively use an hourglass at the beginning of that doll fight.
That's right.
But yeah. And then I was one hit before getting the dolls out before big dolls, so I probably biffed it there too, but whatever.
Okay. That's fine.
But otherwise, any final thoughts on this flag set and Heck in particular?
Oh, it gave us some heckin' fluff. I'll give you that.
I think it was like really kind of the beginning of this seed was quite difficult. I think just like trying to navigate because we didn't have a whole lot of damage. Like we had the one big bomb in our kit, but other than that, like we had to make do with some kind of mediocre, low-level equipment and everything like that. So until we completed Mount Ordeals and had the full spell list from Tella, I think it was pretty difficult, at least for me. Or slow, maybe more than difficult. But
yeah, I found the beginning interesting. Although I don't know how much shopping you did right away, Rex.
not a ton, but I got a flame spear out for both of them. Yeah.
There was a elven bow and a black belt available.
Yeah, well, I was planning on using Edward as my. He was just going to be napping the whole time anyway, so I wasn't planning on using him. Once I got Kane up at Mount Hops. So.
Ah, fair enough. I actually had Eddie shooting things.
That might have been the smarter way to go, but that's not the way that I did it. But thanks, Asuka Deathlike and Niobari and Xenocat for putting on a show tonight.
Yeah, GG's to both of you. That was really, really entertaining to watch from all angles and all checks, I guess.
Yeah,
Yes, thank you for hosting us, and GG's to everyone who's already finished.
Have a good night.
Good night.
Good night.
Night. GG's to Dave and Rex again.
But yeah, with that, this restream is over and y'all survived. Congrats. We should try harder next time then.
I think we'll have to. It's
Right?
it's not Friday.
Alright. But I will say Newbari has used the raid command, so now we are on a time limit. So we're going to be raiding Dr. Cossack, who is doing some wonderful Pink Puff League seeds. This week it is Sea Hero, featuring our wonderful anti-hero and edgy boy Dragoon Kane. Just as a reminder, although Pink Puff League on Thursday is our next restream, we do have Spoil Sports on Tuesday and Enterprise Legacy on Wednesday. They are additional community clubs that are not being restreamed but being run. Again, shout out to our wonderful featured runners, Ryvon, Rextrail, Cubs Rule 21, and Edge Dave for allowing us to feature them. Our restreamer Nibari, our tracker Xenocat, and my wonderful co-commentator Deathlike. Give everybody some love and appreciation. And Deathlike, happy holidays.
Happy holidays to you, Asuka. And see everyone next stream.
Nighty night.